Welcome to this third video when we're looking at macroeconomics. And if you remember, in the last video we introduced this concept of the circular flow of income, where money flows between firms to households in terms of factor payments, their wages, and how money flows from the households to firms for the consumption, for goods and services which are purchased, which are consumed. And we mentioned that money actually escapes from this circular flow of income in terms of withdrawals, and also how money is injected in the flow. And we're just going to be exploring this concept now, and we'll start off by looking at withdrawals. And we think first of all of savings, and more correctly in terms of net savings. So savings is income which you don't spend immediately. Say you receive your wages and you may decide, I'm not going to spend all of it, I'm going to put some in the bank, I'm going to save it. So that money leaves the circular flow of income. But equally, some money flows the other way. People who are actually drawing down their savings, or perhaps borrowing from the bank. So the difference then is the net saving. The difference is the size of S. So it's the money which one person saves, which leaves the system, and then you have to add to that the money which somebody else takes from their savings and starts spending. So it's the net saving. Another form of withdrawal is taxes, and more correctly it's net taxes. So when tax is paid, and it doesn't matter by whom, the tax payments result in that money leaving the economy. So that money is withdrawn from the circular flow of income. People who are in receipts of benefits actually receive this money from the tax. So receipts of benefits result in money entering back into the economy. And the difference is the size of T, the net tax. So it's the money which someone's paying in tax less the money which people are receiving in benefits. And the difference is the size of T, it's net tax. And the third way money leaves a circular flow of income is through imports. And it's spending on products produced in other countries results in this money leaving our economy. So if you go online and you buy something from a different country, then that money leaves our economy and it enters somebody else's economy. Now some money does stay with domestic retailers, and if we think, for example, if we buy from Tesco's a tin of Italian tomatoes, that the bulk of that money will actually go to Italy where the tomatoes are produced, but some will stay with the domestic retailer. So the amount of imports is the size of M. So total withdrawals is the sum of net saving, net taxes and import consumption. So withdrawals equals S for saving plus T for tax plus M for imports. So that's the three ways where money is withdrawn from the circular flow of income. I want to think now about how money can go back and be added, injected into this circular flow. And I've got to think first of all about investments. And investments is simply a flow of money into firms. It could be from loans, it could be from savings, it could be from share issues, and this investment is then spent on new machinery and materials, and the total is I. This is the total investment. Another way money is injected into the circular flow is through government expenditure, and it's the government spending on goods and services. So it could be building roads, hospitals and schools. It's not spending on benefits, because we already covered that. So government spending, total size of G, is the total size of government spending on things like roads, hospitals and schools, for examples. And the third way money is actually injected into the circular flow is the export expenditure. And this is money spent by those living abroad on goods and services produced domestically. So it's the flow of money into firms, and the total spend is the size of X for expenditure. So it's the money people from other countries are putting into our economy to buy our goods and services. So the total injections is the sum of investment, the government expenditure, and the export expenditure. So J for injections equals I for investment plus G for government expenditure plus X for exports. And if we go back to thinking about aggregate demand AD is the sum of consumer expenditure on domestic production, C for consumer and D for domestic, plus the injections J. So the sum for that would be AD equals C small d plus J. So the things we've been talking about, just if we added them to this circular flow of income, we can see where the money is leaving the circular flow and where the money returns to it. And this is a really important concept in macroeconomics, and it's something we're going to be doing activities on and something we're going to be studying in more detail in the seminar sessions.